I'm so fucking pissed, you guys. Um, Man, I feel like there's so many takes and opinions and emotions, and I don't even know where I feel about everything. It's really scary time. But one thing that I've kind of unintentionally been like really focusing on in the last year, and I think it's partially due to Riley. Um, Sometimes I don't know if it was when they were high or maybe just with their mental illness, like they could definitely get sucked into rabbit holes, and like they would tell me like there was some QAnon adjacent stuff that they would like get into and then sort of believe. Actually, the one that I think about most is they were on about the whole fluoride thing and had gotten into some rabbit hole about how fluoride is like controlling people and it's really bad. And it's funny because there actually was recently a study of like large concentrations of fluoride having some effects on people. But when it comes to like the adding it to water, the way it's done in the U.S. is perfectly healthy. It's actually really good. Portland doesn't have fluoride in their water. It was the first thing I voted on, and it failed in a referendum in 2012. But I had like a bunch of cavities as a kid, and I've seen threads of people talking about how dentists in Portland make so much because teeth are not as good, and especially it affects lower income people and people just with less of access to the medical system and the dental system. Um, but yeah, so Riley like had gotten into that, and so one thing I've kind of done in the last year that I don't even really talk about that much because it feels like I don't know, it feels weird and embarrassing. A lot of this stuff is really fucking heinous, but if I see like a YouTube video that seems, I don't know, maybe a little conspiratorial, a little right wing, a little something that I think could grasp Riley, I'll usually watch it. And I've discovered some really, just really awful creators and YouTubers. Um, and it feels like sometimes I'm like, man, is this just like self harm nearly? And I don't want to say that it is because self harm is a very serious thing. But it's just like, why am I watching? I'm just doing a lot of hate watching, I guess. But there's almost a sociological tinge to it. Um, because I just wonder, like, who is, because all these videos, they have a lot of views. Like these belief systems, these thoughts, these kinds of jokes. Even Kill Tony, the guy who did the Puerto Rican joke, like his show Kill Tony is like this comedy show in Austin, and like I'm sure a lot of people would be entertained by it, but it's just so it's so gross, and really I don't find it very funny. It's like a lot of these racist jokes and stuff were just completely hacked back in the 80s with who's that one asshole? I forget his name. Andrew Dice Clay. um that's what, anyway, I've been very focused on some of the worst YouTube videos in the world and trying to understand the mind of these kind of reactionary, conservative, homophobic, transphobic, it's like Gamergate type guys. And it's really surging in Gen Z. And I think the votes show that. And I don't really know what to make of it. Like, I don't think that people are so easily swayed, or it's just you watch one video and then it changes your whole world. Like, there's something inside of these people and of these men that like are leading them into this more conservative direction. And I think it's a lot of pain and anger and unable to deal with emotions. I mean, there's like an incel portion to it too. A lot of these you've seen, there's a massive gap in politics and political leanings, especially in younger people. And so there is this loneliness and feelings of rejection, and I think just that men in general, myself included, and a lot of my friends included, and even ones that I think have done a lot of work and a lot of maturing, like it's not a natural thing to feel our feelings or share our feelings, and I think there's just all these structures that have fostered resentment, and then just the YouTube problem. Like, people take their pain privately in the internet, and it becomes this thing. Like I've been doing. I haven't been talking about all these awful videos I've watched, and I think I actually treat them pretty critically, and like I haven't been brainwashed. Um, but more than anything, they make me really sad. And there is kind of this thing where I think it's a part of a political truce of just like, oh, the other side, they just don't quite understand, and oh, they're only stuck in their own bubble. I don't think that's really the case. Like, there's certainly people who are more in a bubble, and I don't have any problem with that. Um, but it's funny. I wonder if people think that of me, because in reality, like, I pay so much attention to like more conservative right wing cultural things. I read a lot of conservative writers. Like, I am doing the listening to all the voices or whatever, but I honestly just think those voices are like so pathetic a lot of the times, where it's like not worth talking about. I don't want to give these people oxygen. Like, I'm not even mentioning a lot of these creators now, but let me tell you, they're very, very popular. And with the election of Donald Trump, and as the votes keep coming in and people keep breaking it apart, there's clearly this strong movement of more reactionary younger people, that really makes me worried. But I also think they're fucking pathetic losers. So if you like this shit, fuck off. Okay, bye.